Hello, viewers. So, I am in the transportation industry and I think about sustainability quite often. And one thing that amazes me is that we had greener technology in the past, years in the past, decades in the past, than we have today with regards to urban transport options. Literally 100 years ago, we had electrified streetcars, trains, and trolleybuses running the streets of modern cities around the world. Um, and systematically, we've allowed them to get taken out. I'll show you some photos of some older systems that have operated, but the fact is, we don't need to wait for the most efficient battery technology to change our transportation grid. We don't need to be reliant upon this concept of the coming electric bus. What we need is to replace diesel buses with electric buses that feed off of live electric lines, otherwise known as the trolleybus. I'm old enough now to remember the 1990s, that that period when many of the last surviving trolleybus lines in North America got replaced with so-called green natural gas buses or diesel. Yes, kids, if you don't know this, there was a time in the recent past where they pulled out electric buses and replaced them with natural gas, a fossil fuel based source, and called it green. I think most people who think back to that period can remember, but many of them didn't even get replaced with that. They got replaced with diesel buses. But it was done with no real justification. These systems were ripped out for justifications the only things I can remember is they called it generic response, like it's too complicated to maintain or too expensive to maintain these trolleybus networks. But yet, here's the deal. This is technology that is old, tried, and true. We don't need to run diesel buses for most of our main bus lines. We just don't. We need to install these simple electrified lines that can allow trolleybuses today. This is simply the easiest way to green up the transportation networks that we operate on. Do it quickly with the least amount of construction required. There's no years-long process of constructing expensive rail lines in the street. There's no years-long procurement process for the very expensive and hard-to-find parts for rail. There's simply a recognition that once we've electric trolleybuses once solved these major urban transport issues. And we've just turned around and we've allowed urban transport systems to be reliant on dirty diesel technology today. Let's change that. Let's rediscover the electric trolleybus. As a resident transit operator myself, I implore more governments, more city councils, more even the federal government that may have an ability to attach a regulation to a spending package that promotes construction of the very clean, very quiet, very urban-friendly transport option, the trolleybus. We don't need to wait 5 years, 10 years, or 20 years into the future for some future battery technology. This can be done today. Thank you for watching.